Hey guys, sorry it's been a minute since I've posted on my channel. I actually have an explanation about that, which is I have picked up more hours at work, and so I have had like no time to film for YouTube. In fact, I think I'm working like double what I've worked most this year, so it's like quite a change. And then in addition to working a bunch, I also take care of all these animals, so that takes up a lot of time, and YouTube just can't be a priority. If YouTube was my job, I'd post all the time, but it's not my job. I don't make enough to sustain myself on YouTube by any means quite yet, so maybe one day, but not today. I want to give a shout out to this. This is it right here, because she decided to pop and shine through the one day I had time to film, so bless her little heart. I didn't even bother covering her because I was like, listen, she put in the hard work of popping through my skin on the most inconvenient day, so I might as well let her do her thing, you know, let her shine. Oh, I'm still wearing my Rego merch. I wear it like all the time just because I love sweaters and it's super comfy, and also my baby is on it, so if you're interested in Rego merch still, it's in the links below. It's been up for a number of weeks, so I'm sure you've seen it already, but if you're still interested, then it's in the links below. Now today's video, as you saw by the title, is going to be about my fire skink Roku, who I have had for like a year, over a year and a half, so it'll be 2 years in March of 2020, which, by the way, 2020 is coming up. How wild is that? And she or he is around 2 years old right now. This fire skink hates me and has always hated me, and that's pretty normal for fire skinks. Anybody who has a fire skink knows they are not fond of handling or interaction or anything like that. In fact, I only get to see Roku whenever I like till her soil, whenever I like remove the stuff in her enclosure and mix up her soil to check on her. Or I keep saying her and him, I'm sorry, I don't know what Roku is, so sometimes I just switch her gender, but I mean, I don't think she cares. I used to call Roku a boy for like forever, and then just recently I started calling her a her. I think it's because I saw her and she's so beautiful, and so now she's a her. I don't know, it doesn't really matter. So I don't really get to see Roku that much. I only get to see her when I move her soil around, and that's like once a month, so I don't really get to see her that much. And this is pretty common for people who have fire skinks, especially if you care for them properly, because fire skinks like to stay burrowed underneath of the substrate. They like to stay hidden. Even though they are a diurnal species, even during the day you won't see them. A prime example of this is Medusa, who is also on YouTube and Instagram like I am. She has a fire skink, and her fire skink like she never gets to see either. It's pretty normal. A lot of times when people are like, my fire skink is so personable, it's either because they're still getting used to their enclosure or they're in improper housing. If the skink doesn't have enough substrate or any substrate at all to hide in, or they don't have any hides, then yeah, you're gonna see them all the time because they're exposed, but that's not how they like to live. So anyways, this is not a care video. I actually have one of those already. I'll include it up here. But Roku recently had like a behavior change that shook me, and let me just give a little bit of backstory before I put the clips in, because it's so cute. I had to share with you. I was like, how do I turn this into a YouTube video? And I was like, well, I could just explain that Roku hates me a little bit less than she did a month ago. So she doesn't hate me as much as she used to. The reason I know that is because a few nights ago, let me start by telling you a funny story about Oberon. Oberon is my African fat-tailed gecko, and he is a tricky little dude, and he just loves to escape. I have used 2 different kinds of lids for him, and he has managed to escape. He's just tricky. Fortunately, I have a new lid on now, so hopefully that will fix the problem. But he just like keeps finding ways out, and he's just like so mischievous, and I love him for it. The first time I found him in my pet room, which is typically if I have an escape, they're either in the pet room. Actually, they're pretty much always in the pet room. I've never had an escape outside the pet room except once, and that was Oberon. So Oberon escaped his enclosure sometime in the evening when his light went off, and he made it down the hallway and crawled underneath of the door to my brother's room. So when I noticed Oberon was missing, I spent 2 hours tearing up the pet room and my bedroom at night when I was supposed to have been doing pet chores. So my pet chores got started way later in the night, and that plays into a factor of why I saw Roku, but I'll get into that in a minute. My brother found Oberon in his room and was like, Jessica, there's a lizard in my room, and I was like, oh my god, you found Oberon. So I went to my brother's room, we managed to get Oberon out. He was fine. He tried to bite me. He really didn't want to be captured, and we put him back in his enclosure where he still is now. Oberon's just a handful, but I love him for it. Oh, and before anyone tries to judge me, everybody who keeps animals, especially reptiles, will have an escape. It happens. it is what it is. The good thing is I've never had an escape like get so far away from me that it lasts more than a couple hours. I've never had to like wait a day or two to find an animal. That would literally kill me. I would die of like anxiety, so thank God this never happened. But anyways, the reason I told that is because I ended up doing my pet chores later than usual because I spent the first 2 hours when I normally would do pet chores looking for Oberon, and then I had to put the pet room back together because I had moved all the bookshelves away from the walls because sometimes geckos will hide underneath there because it's warm and dark. So I moved all the bookshelves away, I've moved everything out, and I had like cleaned the closet. It was so much. It was so annoying. But I had to do all that, and then I had to put it all back together. So by the time I got started pet chores, it was late. And then by the time I got to Roku's enclosure to feed Roku, it was really late in the night, early morning. And I think Roku thought that like the light was supposed to be coming on, although the light wasn't going to be on for like another 3 hours, maybe even 4. But I think Roku got confused and thought the light was coming on. I don't know. So I put food in Roku's bowl. I turned around and I went to feed Oberon and Obella. When I came back in the room, the food was gone. I was like, what the devil? I was like, I know the soup worms did not crawl out of that bowl. So then I put more food in the bowl just to see. And I sat there and I waited really quietly. And sure enough, Roku scurried out of the den and ate right in front of me. And when I tell you I cried, I mean I cried. And I was in like a silent sobbing awe, like I could not believe it. And then Roku just sat there while I was feeding the frogs and just like watched me. And I was like, oh, I've never seen my fire skink for more than 3 minutes at a time. This is incredible. And it was just amazing. And I thought, okay, this is gonna be like a one-time thing. Like I'm never gonna get to see this again. And then the second night, like literally last night, Roku was out, not last night, the night before, but Roku was out again. And I opened the door to her enclosure. I put the food in her bowl, and then I didn't even like have time to leave the room before she scurried out of her house and started eating out of the bowl. And then I was like, I wonder if I can tongue feed her. I was like, maybe, maybe not. But I did. I tongue fed her. And she came out to me and she ate off tongs. I'm gonna include that footage right here. I would have included it as B-roll, but you can hear me talking in the footage and just like how surprised I am, so I thought I should include that. Damn, what is he, so hungry lately that he's coming out in the middle of the night when I put food in his bowl? He's huge. Do you see him? Mm-hmm. He's eating mealworms right now. That's wild. He's huge. I can hear him crunching it. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay, phone, please don't die on me. Oh my god. Oh my god. You can't see him in there, but he's in there munching away. Oh my god, I love him. Oh my god. He's so secretive. Oh my god. Hi, angel baby. Hello. Hi. How you doing? So as you can see, I was thrilled, and my fire skink is so big and so beautiful, and like, such a proud mom. Like, I could not believe that 2 years later, basically, she's finally like, I hate you a little bit less than I used to hate you. And then last night, I filled the bowl, and then I waited, and she didn't come out right away, like the night before, but when I came back in the room, the food was gone. Like, I always feed her, and then I take the food, and I take it to Oberon and Obella, and I feed them, because I do all my leopard geckos, and then I do Roku, and then I do Obella and Oberon, and the crocodile skink, and the tiger salamander in there, and then I come back in here, and then I get roaches for Nymeria, and it's a whole process. But by the time I came back after feeding Oberon and Obella, the food was gone. So I like looked in her house, and I saw her in her cave. She was out again. So it's not just one time a fluke, because I've been back to my normal feeding nights ever since Oberon is now back in his enclosure safe and sound. So she's just like knowing that I'm gonna put the food in her enclosure at night, and then just immediately like waking up, I guess, when she hears the doors, and she's out and ready to just eat it. It's crazy because like all this time that I've had her, I've always put food in her bowl at night, and then she eats it like as soon as she wakes up in the morning, because like I can't go and put food in her bowl during the day because she won't eat it. It has to be like right when she wakes up in the morning. That's how I ended up with this routine of feeding her at night in the first place. So it's just crazy that she just decided to surprise me, and she was like, "It's okay, Mom. Thank you for this food. I'm gonna come and get it right now. I can't even wait." So I just had to share that, you know, if you have a fire skink and they hate you, one day they might hate you just a little bit less. So I know this was kind of like a random impromptu whatever video, but I just had to share it outside of Instagram because it's just so cute. And also I needed some YouTube content, so sorry. I promise there will be more coming soon. I just have to find time to film and edit. That's the hard part. But I do want to introduce you guys to Rin and Obella, who are 2 additions recently. I'm sure you guys have probably heard me talk about Obella before, but she's an African fat-tail gecko. I've been waiting for her since May, basically. And then Rin is a gecko that I will not reveal the species of. If you follow me on Instagram or Patreon, people on Patreon knew about Rin as soon as I knew. But if you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, then you know who Rin is. If not, you guys will get to see her like in a few days. I'm setting up her more permanent enclosure tomorrow. I'm very, very excited to share her with you guys. But yeah, there will be more content. It's just gonna take some time because I have to find the time to film and edit. So I hope that's okay. I hope you guys are not upset with it at all. And like I said, one day if YouTube is my job, I promise I won't be so like lackluster when it comes to posting. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh yeah, like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.